Guitar looping is an art. You need to look at yourself as being a guitar player and maybe even more important, a producer and a mix engineer. You stack guitar on guitar and both parts have to complement each other. When you play two parts that are conflicting, it will never sound right. Guitar parts will be indistinguishable and it will end up sounding messy. So beforehand you need to be thinking of where each guitar part will fit the song. When you start looping, it's good to separate the guitar into three parts: the bass, the middle, for chords for example, and the higher parts, for a melody. When you start to think like this, you can easily add more layers. There are a ton of loop pedals, and when you start out, they all will do just fine. In this video, I'm going from standard loops, which you can try out with any looper there is, to a more complicated setup, and step by step explaining what I'm doing. I will show 7 songs which are fun to play on a looper, and break them down just a little bit. You already heard Shape of You, and now we're continuing with the song I'm Yours by Jason Mraz. I'm still keeping it basic, you just need your acoustic guitar and a looper to recreate this one. You need to press a record button the same time you hit the first note. When the loop is ended, you need to think of yourself playing the loop again, and as soon as you're hitting that same note again, that's the time to press the stop button. Now the loop is fixed and you can overdub wherever you like. The next one is Slow Dancing in a Burning Room by John Mayer. This is a nice one. I'm going to play 3 chords and then adding a melody over the chords. And then I'm adding a second melody, something called melodic doubling, where you play the exact same melody with the same rhythm at a fixed interval. And note that we're dividing the range of the guitar beautifully into 3 separate parts. And to make this one a little more special, listen to the last loop I'm adding. So I added a bass line to this loop, using an octaver. This makes the range of the guitar even wider, which gives it a more profound sound. And it can help if you're looking to make it sound like more than just one guitar. I've got all my effects in this device right now, but you can simply recreate this effect by adding an octaver in front of the looper. If you don't have one, no problem, just play it without. This song uses the same technique, Billie Jean by Michael Jackson. This song starts with a basso ostinato, or ground bass, and every part has its own place in the mix. Try to remember that. Another classic, Bittersweet Symphony by The Verve. We're going to break down the chords into 4 separate single-note guitar parts, which is a very nice way to build up tension. Try to keep the tempo tight, or it'll get messy in a jiffy. The next song is Big Black Horse by Katie Tunstall, an amazing song which she performs live as well using a looper. Check that out, it's awesome. In this song, I'm adding some vocals to it. I'm a pretty lousy singer, but woo-hoo is doable, I hope. Because my looper does not have an XLR input for microphones, I'm using a simple mixer. I'm plugging my guitar in it and my microphone in it, panning both channels to the left and sending the left output to the guitar amp. Now we can do vocals and guitars without having to switch. The last song, Magic by Coldplay. This song uses my most complicated setup, where I'm using Ableton Live in combination with Push. I've used this technique before, for example in my looping videos, please check them out. You can see the Push as a giant remote for my DAW, Ableton Live. For this setup goes, the sky is the limit. I happen to use this stuff for other purposes as well, so if you're looking for just a looper, this may be a little pricey and too extensive. So these were all the loops. I really hope it provides you with some insights about the looping topic. Things to remember: it's useless to start off with the most elaborate loopers. They will probably scare you off, because they're so complicated to use. And think of yourself as being a producer, guitar player, mix engineer, and maybe even bass player, drummer and singer. Many skills need to be combined to master looping and bring it to the next level. It can be done without a lot of practice and failing at least a dozen times. The same goes for me. Don't think that I don't mess it up sometimes. They just don't make the video. Cock. And to conclude, thank you for watching, and if you like what I do, please consider joining my Patreon page. And I'd like to say thank you so much for everyone already supporting me on Patreon. It's great. Bye, all the best, and have fun looping. Cheers.